Welcome, welcome. What's going on, everybody? Applersky here, back after a small delay with the next part of the Nobody Wants to Die walkthrough Platinum Trophy Guide. It's been a few days since I posted the last couple of parts, but I was working on some other projects and figured I'd get back to it because I did kind of make a promise that I would finish it, and it's actually probably only going to be, maybe including this one, 2 more parts, I would say, to get the full platinum. So in this mission, this is a very heavily narrative part of the game. I mean, it pretty much all is, but there's only one trophy in this entire section, and it's story related. It's just for finishing the mission. This takes some twists and turns. I think that's kind of the purpose of this part of the game. Focus less on trophies and stuff than, kind of a plot twist, if you will. And it kind of blew me away. I wasn't expecting it. Starts out, like some of the other parts, and then it just spirals and gets crazy. So I very much like this part. But there also, aside from the one trophy that you earn automatically, there is a very important choice to make. Similar to the one from the Icarus crime scene, where you're contacted by the stranger and he tells you to shoot that guy in the head. And I made it clear to shoot the guy in the head. Well, you get another choice in this part as well. So once we get there, I mean, it's in there, and I'll discuss it at that point. But yeah, so I hope you guys are enjoying. Thanks once again for all the support. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get on into this.
James, should I send you a sleeping bag? Get a move on. Turn on the camera. Stand back. The Fed secured the entrance.
Could you?
I'm on it.
You get excited when you do something illegal.
I'm in rehab, so don't tempt me.
I'd like to see your file.
I erased it. Good luck with that.
I have my ways.
Ready.
Everything ends where it begins.
Alright, first things first. This is just to show you, because this is our second time
Red X.
returning to Green's apartment, which is the first crime scene, right? So I did some exploring, and I found an area that I totally bypassed in the first time, and I don't know how, because I'm pretty thorough when I'm going through levels. But this part right here, I took a deep look at this. You can't interact with it or anything, but I mentioned before that I missed a trophy, and that is describing the smell of chocolate to Sarah. Well, that trophy is actually earnable in the first visit, and you have to interact with that little kiosk that has all those different jars of herbs and foods, because there's a chocolate bar in there. So if you didn't get the trophy, you're gonna have to unfortunately start from the beginning and get into that mission and obtain the trophy there. It's what I had to do, and to be honest, it took me about, because you're able to skip a lot of the dialogue, so it only took me about 20 to 30 minutes to get there, and that was actually the final trophy I got to get the platinum. So just wanted to let you guys know, if you didn't get it by following my guide, because I missed it, then that's where you would get it. Moving along,
Cables lead somewhere.
he feels like it's more than a safe, so he's doing some detective work. This part's really cool, actually.
Hello? Yes? Storm's coming. The electronics are freaking
I
out.
really
Where do
appreciate
they lead?
What?
some of the things that have been done throughout this game are,
Never
you know,
mind.
kind of different than your average mystery type game.
The wall is a meter from the safe. Doesn't make sense.
Maybe we're missing something. Safe?
I'll lock him up.
You're asking my opinion?
What next?
We have a card. Bingo! The first rich dude's secret wall safe of my career.
You should be a thief.
I'm building my resume.
Nice to see you develop.
Hey, fuck you. This is my idea. Don't push it. James, what is happening?
Sarah? Oh, fuck. So Green at a private dungeon. And perhaps it holds his stamp collection. Another victim. Just more questions. Brian Theodore Coven. What are you doing here? If it wasn't for his donations, orphanages in the city would disappear. Formal dress. A meeting? With the murderer? With Green? Let's check where you came from, Coven. What?
Making a mess. Get your act together. Don't you already know who the murderer is?
James?
I tried to, you know.
Are you there?
Sarah?
You know, I mentioned previously how I hate subtitles.
James, I thought
But
you would join
one
the
thing I
noble
noticed
ranks of
in
the
this
dead.
game that I've never really seen before, probably because I don't use subtitles,
Why don't we start with where you
is each character that's talking has a different color for their name. So it's kind of like, it's pretty cool, like you're not confused on who's talking.
What happened here?
Because at this point we're getting into some territory where there's like multiple people talking at the same time.
are late for the
So I just
party.
thought I'd touch on that. It's a nice little added touch to the subtitle feature.
Crushed by a chandelier. Fancy way to go.
Perfect for the upper class.
The governor. Sans pants. Prestigious guest list. Chris Everson. Even my idiot neighbor has a bumper sticker. Wonder what he thinks about him and the law now. Anna Turner. Used to be a sports writer. We had some interesting interviews when my team was winning. Then she got into politics and became editor of the whole paper. You had your last deadline. He was standing under it. I'll pick him up and find out who it is. Maybe I can lift the chandelier. Fire upstairs must have damaged the wires. Okay. Why did he fall? Where's the killer? Shot. Needs a closer look. The Emperor of Screens. Make that god. There's no movie studio that doesn't kiss his ring. Maybe a little lower.
He influences more people than you think.
What is this? Everybody lies.
They learn to live a lie.
Adam Cadis. Why am I not surprised to see you? Debauchery is your specialty. Okay, what happened here? Where's the damn killer? How did they die?
Losing your nerve.
Never mind. He was standing here before the chandelier fell on his head. Who brings a gun to a fancy party?
Fucking lack of culture.
8mm. Were you sitting here with a loaded gun?
Think twice before inviting a paranoia case.
A shootout started. You probably didn't consider that. You didn't shoot that fucking thing down on your own head.
Are you sure?
He shot the killer. Was that... How are you feeling?
Better every minute.
Blagojevich. Journalistic scum. He aimed toward the piano. Weird. The trail ends here. Lots of glass under your feet and nothing around. The killer had plenty of time to cover all traces. Like you got hit by a truck. Why so much glass?
Any complaints?
Fuck no. Glass, you, blood. Every piece brings me closer to you.
What if he hated himself and helped create a world where everyone hated each other.
As if he flew over the barrier? It's not everything. Gotta be more. Blagojevich. What do they have to pay him to take all the public's hate? So that was his spot. Shoe print. Maybe he ran? Where was the killer? Data. I still don't know what this asshole was doing. Did you run away? Why in this direction? Doesn't make sense.
You know, this scene, this whole like part of like the mission, it actually kind of gave me like Batman vibes. I know I don't really like talk about Batman all that much or post Batman videos very often, but there's a reason for that. Batman is my favorite character of all time, like in any media. So like, you know, like my favorite like franchise, if you will, right, is Batman. And this almost reminds me of like a Court of Owls situation. You got like the high society, you know, all in one place at one time, like dead. But then the stranger guy that's contacting you gave me like Joker vibes almost, like this would be like the first meeting of Joker and Batman, you know. I don't know. That's just what I kind of took away from it. Obviously, in a very different way, but it just kind of reminded me of some sort of story like that.
Fucking wiring. Your chance. No need to run across the middle of it all.
Well, better to do something than nothing at all in a situation like that. Although, as you can see, this is no guarantee of success.
He was done running. He fell limply. Maybe he died in flight. Something or someone stopped him. Shot at Blagojevich. Low. Maybe Blagojevich saw Cadis and liked both their odds better. Did you feel a cold sweat on your back?
It would take more than that.
Right. You were lucky with that chandelier shot anyway. This?
Someone's being paranoid here. It's just fucking wiring.
Which gets in the way of my work. Need more light.
Who's Sarah?
What?
You mumbled her name when you were lying on the ground.
Glass? A lot of shrapnel? Where did it come from? I'll get back to that.
See? You dressed inappropriately. It was a theme party.
So she was over here. No, fuck it. High voltage. Must be powering something big. Let's see what happens when we connect this contraption. Wait for this. Couldn't he just keep his skeletons in the regular closet like the rest of us?
This part blew me away. I was not expecting this to turn into some
Degenerates can afford to endure prohibition with dignity.
political high society sex dungeon party. Although I should have, because why was this room locked away behind a safe in a secret vault? But yeah, this one kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, whoa.
When you're left with no desires except to kill, then it's high time to die indeed.
I mean, I guess I should have realized when that was the mayor or the governor, the first body you find, has no pants on. I should have realized then, but
Nothing could surprise me today. Are these the ones I saw in holograms? Let's start with the photos. Senator Patricia Terrence.
we got a senator.
Oh, this is rich. They've been trying to make her out to be a terrorist for decades because she wanted to change the world. It turns out that they're all on one payroll. The wound looks burnt. Someone was shooting at close range. Blood trail. And anything else? It's time for pictures of your friend. Maybe when they're incognito, it's easier for them to open up to sensations. I don't know you. We slaughtered him and bled him for fun. Is it an Icarite? No. It's impossible. It must be some kind of imitation.
Are you sure?
How did it all start? Was she the one who murdered him? Let's start with who the hell that guy is.
You know that by solving this case, you're helping cover it up.
Aren't you tired of these games? What's your point?
I want to help you.
Sure, because you're such a noble guy, right?
On Icarus, you stood on the right side. I thought you might be worth the risk.
How fucking kind of you. Drake Starr? I thought he was using a different body. The actor and the senator's husband. They've always been inseparable. He looks like a victim, but I wouldn't go all in on that.
There can be ecstasy in death.
It's, an expensive fetish.
That is crazy.
9mm.
Another
Assailant.
twist, like
Looks like the victim bled
the
out before he was
Icarite
shot. Maybe the killer
visible?
lost his shit.
Ah.
Lots of moving targets. He had to be in a rush. He could have left additional bullet marks. That kind of trail could help me figure out where he was firing from. going straight through. Another casualty.
Also, this
Shit.
Imitation made
this
from
part
Nico
kind of
Marvel.
like
I admire all forms of art, especially when it helps to establish a shooting position.
indirectly, I would say, was inspired by The Matrix. Not a copy. That see, that's what I appreciate about this game is like it seems like it's inspired by so many different like established franchises and stuff,
Liaison. How am I doing?
but it
Am I as
still
good as
remains
that
a complete
Sarah of
mystery and has
yours?
its own unique style as well. That's hard to do
What
from an
would
artist
the
standpoint and a
I'm not sure
creator
it matches my couch.
standpoint. What they achieved here, I mean, I have to applaud them for that because
Everyone here knows each other.
there is a ton of different influences from other franchises in this game, and it's never like a complete carbon copy of any of them. You know what I mean?
It takes out our star.
What they pulled off here was pretty damn incredible, and I hope people
Looks like he almost bled out before
appreciate
he
that.
Are you
You know,
suggesting there was
when
more
all's said and
than
done,
one
and
killer?
5 years
Unlike
from now
this
or
one was
something,
murdered voluntarily. However
I
fucked
think
up
this is a
that
game
sounds.
that people will be talking about for a very long time.
Different blood types.
Presumably, the senator had a pleasurable time with Drake.
Before you got her, she was bleeding like hell. The senator used them as a shield. She gets hit and plays dead. Smart move. Was she trying to escape? Ritual toy. Sharp. The senator must have held it. Drake's blood. And maybe yours too.
Oh, don't worry. I'm fine.
She was always ready to fight. That's why people believed in her. Was she waiting for her moment? Drake had type O negative blood. This is a different type. She surprised you?
Man, that lady is a savage. She almost got him. Whoever this guy is. Just blasted him. Blasted her through the back. That's
Burned skin.
crazy.
Bad struggle. But he had the upper hand. A 9mm beats a piece of steel. She crawled away. Didn't you notice? Something else get your attention? She almost gets you.
I guess you're on her side.
I can tell you that if she got you, she'd have my vote. Broken ribs. You crushed her when you fell on her, and she still didn't give up.
You underestimate me.
At least I understand the low position you shot Blagojevich from. And remember, Kata's shot in this direction. Good to know that not everything goes your way.
It's going great. Trust me.
So you scurried away like a cockroach. Same weapon? Yeah, 9mm. And empty. You were shooting blindly at Cadis. A bullet from a revolver. Probably Cadis's. I wonder how that got here. They almost got you. You had to find a way. And you did. Real fancy. Lucky as fuck.
Don't underestimate me.
I wouldn't dare. How long have you been planning to kill that chandelier? Lucky. But respect where it's due. Also a really good shot. You made it. But I'd like to see your face after that. Your real face. Covered in blood and drool, twisted in fear.
Think it was any different than yours when you came in here?
You're always watching me, aren't you? Monitoring? You watching me with cameras? The holograms. Somehow they were recorded. These holograms must be stored somewhere. There must be some tapes here. But where?
You know, another thing I wanted to mention too, I still have not read any reviews on this game, or watched any, by choice. But I did kind of like search and skim through who's reviewed it, and the game's a week old, right? And it's still like it's barely getting reviews from like some of the bigger publications. Like, I mean, I have like a love-hate relationship with IGN, right? But because I've been gaming for so long and been following them for so long. But they just did their review yesterday of this game, you know? So it's like I said from the beginning, kind of flew under the radar, and over time, I feel like a lot more people, you know, are going to get into it. That's another reason I decided to finish this walkthrough, because, you know, I'm thinking, should I finish it? Because at this point, no one else's fault but mine, but people probably, majority of people like that started watching my videos probably already have the platinum, because you know, it's a relatively quick one to get if you know what you're doing. But then again, I mean, not everybody are trophy hunters either, and not everybody's gonna buy a game like this on day one. So I think a lot of people are finding out, like, wow, like this completely wasn't marketed. It flew under the radar. It's a brand new developer, and it's falls short. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. Still gonna do a review, but it's almost like a masterpiece in its own way of this type of game, right? So I just wanted to point that out. You know, the game's been out a week and people are still barely starting it. So, but that's a good thing. A game doesn't have to do immediately immaculately well right away, you know. And with the price of the game, you know, the relatively short runtime, which with a game like this is totally like perfect. Like, it had a perfect runtime. It didn't drag on. And in the midst of a time where nothing's really coming out, like, I think they kind of released this at a perfect time too. Like, we're about to get hit with a barrage of, you know, AAA titles, and you know, this is something, if you're not playing it now or whatever, like, you can go back to it at any time, or, you know, read or discover it and may not even know about it, because even me following the game since its like initial like reveal, I didn't know that it was coming out the day that it did until like 2 days before. So just my thoughts. This is kind of what I was talking about when I said kind of turns into like Matrix-ish inspiration. Not the same, but reminded me of that.
Until they turned 21, of course.
Motherfuckers.
And there's actually, I'm not gonna say what it is, but there's actually a like blatant on the nose Easter egg of the Matrix during the ending, depending on what ending you get.
Go back to the beginning. Edward Green. What did you have on him?
Look around. Do you really think anyone would need more than what you see?
Green was probably using the recordings for blackmail.
No matter how much evil was around, Green would still grab them by the balls.
Better focus on you. You have your 5 fucking minutes of fame.
I warn you that I may disappoint you.
Wait, what? This is Green. Senator. Attacking his back. He's the one killing them all. It doesn't make sense.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Did you force him to do it? How the fuck did you do that? What did you have on him?
That's your job. I don't want to get overly involved. I'm not your cheap little slum secretary, Sarah Kai.
What? How the fuck did you get her full name?
Did you think you're the only one I spend time with?
Sarah? You there? Fuck. I've restored the power. That should work. If you do anything to her, I'll find you and take you apart piece by piece.
Don't keep me waiting.
Okay, so that's crazy. Was it Green that did all this killing? I mean, I don't know. It's up to you. And there's going to come a time you'll see in the next part where you get to make that choice of what you think happened. And ultimately that pays, depends on the ending you get.
Since you saw what
but
Green's guests were capable of,
there is
will
an
you
important
trap
decision
their
to make right here
souls
coming
in
up.
rotting bodies?
Fuck you.
And I've seen
Will
conflicting
you let them return to Olympus
things
like
since I
nothing
beat the game.
happened?
What did you do?
But if you're following my guide, I highly suggest you do make the choice that I make here. I did come across another person's video where they achieved the platinum kind of the same way, but they did the opposite right here, right? So
Do you think anyone will find them here?
he's giving you another choice.
Yes.
Victims?
Maybe they want revenge.
What kind of sick game is this?
Or leave the door open. Your friends will find everything, and it'll blow over in a week.
So I decided to close it. That way those bodies can't be found. They're all scum anyways, basically. I closed it up so that nobody could find them. And then with that is the end of the mission. So the trophy Deep Red for completing this mission should pop. There it is.
The silence in my earpiece was even more overwhelming than my own stupidity. When I was gallivanting in hell, the murderer emerged from there to get Sarah.
Alright, so that's the end of that part. Pretty wild scenario, plot twist, if you will. The next part's actually even crazier, so I should have that one out shortly after this one goes live. So I hope you guys enjoy and catch me on the next one, because we're almost done on this journey. I appreciate it as always. Anybody that's new, please consider subscribing, and for everyone else, thank you so much. Leave a like and please comment. It means the world to me. So see you guys in the next video. Thank you.